Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so your friends see it. Thank you.
Trump announced one thing the media didn't want getting out. See before deleted. President Trump took to Twitter this Thursday to attack Hillary for the Clinton Uranium One scandal. He decried the fake news media as ignoring the entire report. Hey, spot on. Yesterday, the networks chose to cover these following two stories instead of the biggest scandal in American political history. This is why we can't let the press try and take away the president's Twitter. These so-called journalists will ignore any story that goes against the narrative. Help Trump get this out by spreading this news everywhere. We have to keep helping our president before the media and the deep state try and bury him. New report exposes the truth about Frederica Wilson that's setting the internet on fire. U.S. Representative Frederica Wilson, DFL, made headlines recently when she slammed President Trump for being insensitive to the widow of a slain soldier in Niger, publicly stating that the president said the soldier knew what he signed up for, but when it happens, it hurts anyway. The president has denied the accusations, and White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders slammed them as appalling and disgusting. This controversy begs the question: does Rep. Wilson normally advocate for vets, or might she be doing this to gain some kind of political capital? A new report from Fox News shows that Rep. Wilson's voting record for vets is less than stellar. She has voted against continuing veteran benefits, including payments to widows, the majority of the time. She has also opposed bills that would have improved VA services. That's right, people. The woman who said she is committed to honoring our service members, not only with words but with deeds, opposed a bipartisan bill, signed into law by Obama, that would provide funding to the VA and military until the government shut down. Velp, there you have it, folks, another Democrat of words and not needs. I'm sure she'd hate to see this on every person's newsfeed, so spread it like wildfire. HT Fox News. After attacking Republicans for years, Chelsea Handler finally got hit with worst news ever. Chelsea Handler is now walking away from her Netflix talk show. The show started out as a daily show and then was cut down to a weekly show after performing badly. The show launched in May 2016 and got terrible reviews. Handler made the announcement on social media and is going to now spend time focusing on activism instead. Here is the statement that she put out. Like so many across the country, the past presidential election and the countless events that have unfolded since have galvanized me. From the national level down to the grassroots, it's clear our decisions at the ballot box next year will mark a defining moment for our nation, Handler wrote on Twitter. For these reasons, I've decided not to return for another season of Chelsea, and instead devote as much time as I can to becoming a more knowledgeable and engaged citizen and to focus on projects that have significance to me. My goal is to be better informed, raise my voice, and participate in a more meaningful way. I want to travel the country and visit areas and people I don't know enough about, speak at colleges and listen to students, and gain a better understanding of our political divide. I have joined forces with Emily's List to elect more women to public office, register people to vote, and campaign for candidates who are fighting for women's rights. I am excited to share that I will continue my partnership with Netflix, working together on a documentary where I'll engage with people I don't talk with enough, people of different ethnicities, religions and political philosophies, she continued. Netflix could not be more understanding, and I'm grateful for their continued support. New episodes of Chelsea will continue to stream weekly until the end of this year. Aren't you glad that another crappy liberal comedian just ate the dust? Comment below and share this to send a message to the other idiot comedians that only attack Trump. CNN screams at America for having the audacity to elect Trump. The mainstream media is still furious at the American people for electing the president that they didn't want them to elect. During an interview with CNN Newsroom with Anna Cabrera, Chana Burke, the creator of the #MeToo movement, screamed at America for having the audacity to elect President Trump. Do you believe that where we are today is a result of a sort of cultural wounds that were maybe opened during the campaign? Asked the host. Oh, absolutely. I think that the audacity of the country to elect a president who was a known, self-admitted sexual predator and sexual harasser was probably a bridge too far for people, responded Burke said in reference to the Access Hollywood tape. Like, we've come to a place where people feel emboldened to speak out loud, but I think, before #MeToo, it was just people being aghast that we could elect a president that could say the things that he said Burke. Liberals like to pretend that Trump's Access Hollywood tape was him admitting to sexual assault. But it does no such thing. It was him fooling around with a friend and talking big. All the accusers against Trump came out against Trump during at a strategically placed time in the election, and conveniently all disappeared as soon as the election was over. Piers Morgan publicly shames a church for trying to protect themselves against mass shootings. Piers Morgan just insulted an American church for their way of preventing mass shootings. All over the church, they hung signs that said the following: "Welcome to the river at Tampa Bay Church, right of admission reserved, this is private property. Please know this is not a gun-free zone, we are heavily armed, any attempt will be dealt with deadly force. Yes, we are a church and will protect our people. The pastors," says the sign. The sign went viral and apparently Piers Morgan, a British journalist who hosts Good Morning Britain, was horrified. "This is not a sick joke. This is America's response to the recent mass shooting in a church," tweeted Piers Morgan. However, the sign was in place for almost a year. Fox interviewed the pastor behind the sign. "If you think you are going to come here and do that, this is a deterrent for you because it is everywhere. It's not like we hide these signs. They're big signs, and it's going to tell these people, we will protect our people," he said. Many people on the internet bashed Piers Morgan for his idiocy. "I doubt his attempt to shame us out of our determination to defend ourselves will convince Americans to follow Europe's path towards submission and serfdom. This should make you proud, America. We will not surrender to evil," tweeted Kurt Schlichter. Trump just looked reporters in eyes, then made admission that's setting Washington on fire. President Trump just shot back at the media today in a rant that is tearing up the nation. He said it right in their stupid faces that Moscow's deal with Obama over uranium is the real Russia story. He then dismantled the lies that his campaign colluded with Russia. While sitting next to Puerto Rico Governor Ricardo Rossello at the White House, Trump lit into reporters in a rant that they will not cover. "That's your story. That's your real Russia story. The real story is uranium," Trump told reporters. "Not a story where they talk about collusion and there was none. It was a hoax. Your real Russia story is uranium and how they got all of that uranium, the vast percentage of what we have. That, to me, is one of the big stories of the decade. Not just now. The decade." Trump is, of course, talking about the fact that the media is covering for Democrat interest and not willing to talk about the scandal of the century. "The problem is mainstream media does not want to cover that story because that affects people they protect," Trump claimed. "So they don't like covering that story. But the big story is uranium and how Russia got 20% of our uranium and, frankly, it's a disgrace and it's a disgrace that the fake news won't cover. It's so sad. Share this if you stand with our president against the swamp that is threatening to drown him. We must stop this here and lock up all the traitors. I fear for the republic if we don't." Jeff Sessions just slammed the tombstone on Hillary Clinton with what he secretly announced. Jeff Sessions just slammed the tombstone on Hillary with what he secretly did today. This is breaking across the news desk this morning along with the Clinton Uranium One scandal. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is now confirming to the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Charles Grassley, ARIA, that the Department of Justice will investigate Hillary's role in the transaction. According to Fox News, a top Senate Republican is probing potential conflicts of interest for Hillary Clinton and Obama regarding the 2010 approval of a controversial uranium deal with a Russian company. This committee has an obligation to get to the bottom of this issue, Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, Republican Iowa, said Wednesday, at start of hearing involving Jeff Sessions. Senator Grassley has now called on the attorney to the former FBI informant to speak in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee, according to Circa. The same FBI informant was threatened by the Obama administration for speaking out against corruption crimes.